there. So I had some comments in my comment section on my misconceptions about coarse hair to do a series, kind of a myth busting series. A couple of people asked me to do something like that. So this is going to be part of that myth busting series. And today's myth that I'm going to be busting has to do with curl training and curl memory. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. I'm a licensed hairstylist with over 20 years of experience, and on this channel I use those 20 years of experience to help you have healthy, happy hair. So curl training. So curl training can be when you're finger coiling or finger rolling your hair and you're doing it on your wash day, and the premise is that it's going to help increase definition, get your hair going, and kind of like get rid of the wonkiness so it kind of curls more uniformly, more neatly, or helps it to go in the right way so that it's not diffusing. When you're diffusing it dry, it's going kind of wonky. And now if you're doing curl training to increase definition and that sort of thing, and to kind of help organize and clump your curls together, then yes, that is absolutely true. You can do that with curl training. Now, if you're doing curl training as a way of increasing curl memory, and which would in turn cause your hair to become curlier over time, that is false. Your hair can only be as curly as it's genetically predetermined to be. No amount of coiling or finger rolling or any kind of curl training is going to make your hair curly than what your genetics dictates. Your genetics dictate the shape of the follicle of your hair, which is where your curl pattern comes from. Rounder shapes, you're going to have straight hair, and then as it becomes more oval or flattened, it gets tighter. It starts to curl and gets tighter as it gets the more flattened type opening, and then also how the hair grows out of it as well. If it grows straight out or if it kind of grows out at an angle. These are things that are controlled by your genetics. Your follicle controls how your curl pattern is going to be. Once your hair has grown out of the follicle, there is nothing you can do to permanently change your curl pattern without using chemicals like what you see in perms. Now, I know that there's a lot of people that say that they've seen improvements in their curls or see that their curls get curlier over time, and there might be a couple of different things at play here. The big one would be if you're taking the time to finger coil and finger roll or whatever, do the curl training, you're probably also taking time to really take good care of your hair, and that's probably restoring the health of your hair. And once your hair has gotten that health back into it and it has strength and structure and the moisture that it needs, it's going to be able to curl to its fullest potential. So the increase in curliness that you're seeing is very likely because your hair is just getting healthier and it is now able to curl the way that it was meant to curl. And I know that a lot of people will do curl training when they have a bond builder or some type of deep conditioning treatment in their hair, again, thinking that this is going to cause their hair to get curlier over time, and it won't. There's no chemicals in a bond repair that is going to change your curl. Perm solutions do that by breaking the disulfide bonds and reforming them into the shape of whatever your hair happens to be on, which usually is a perm rod, and it'll reshape it. Chemicals can do that. What's in the bond rebuilder is not the same type of chemical that can completely rearrange the way that your disulfide bonds are formed. It can only repair the ones that have been broken, and it will repair them to their natural state. So that is not going to make your hair curlier, and using deep conditioners, that's not going to make your hair curlier either. I know that people have probably seen some results there, and that is very similar to what I was talking about before, where your hair condition is improving. Because if you're taking the time to individually coil or twist or curl or whatever you're doing for the curl training, if you're taking time to go through that and do those little sections by little bit, what's happening is that you're more evenly distributing the product throughout your hair. So every single strand is getting coated, which means every single strand is getting the treatment, and you're gonna see the improvement in the overall health of your hair because of that, which then in turn is going to allow your hair to curl to its full potential because the majority of your hair has been covered, as opposed to just slapping it on and not really distributing it quite thoroughly through your hair. Then less strands get it, and then you're not going to see as much of an improvement in the health because not every single hair has gotten covered. So the fact that you're meticulously going through your hair is going to coat every single strand. Also, it helps to really work that product into the hair strands so that it can do its job, and there again, repair the bonds or put protein back into your hair or moisture, whatever it needed, in order to have that strength and structure and moisture that it needs for it to curl to its fullest potential. But curl training your hair is not going to cause it to become curlier than what your hair is meant to be according to your genetics. That has to be there. I have super straight hair underneath, and it doesn't matter how much I try to coil or finger roll this hair, it's never going to become curly. It just isn't. My wavy hair is not going to become curly. It doesn't matter. I can sit and coil it all up until the cows come home and it's not going to be coily. It isn't even going to be temporary coily or curly because it just won't hold it. It'll fall flat even as it's wet because it's not meant to be that way. So if people out there are seeing their hair get curlier, what they're really seeing is a return to health, which is helping their hair curl to its potential that was already laid out by that person's genetic. Now, does this mean that I don't think that you should do curl training? No. If you want to do curl training on your wash day and help increase the definition of your curls or get them going in the right direction, get them a little more organized so that they don't dry like wonky or whatever, absolutely go for it. If that's what you want to do. I have nothing against that. It definitely does help with the definition, and it will help work the product through the hair to decrease frizz and smooth everything out, and it'll help with all of that. So if that's something that you enjoy doing and you like what you see when you do it, absolutely. But if you're doing it to try to make your hair even curlier, that's probably not going to happen unless your hair is unhealthy and its health continues to improve, which then allows it to curl to its fullest potential. And if you want to do curl training when you are doing a bond builder treatment or deep conditioning treatment or protein treatment, I would say go for it there too, because like I said, it really helps to make sure that you're evenly distributing the product on every single hair strand so that they're all getting nice and coated and you can really get that product worked into the hair strands so that it does its job, and then your hair can do what it was meant to do from birth according to your genetics. And I'm guessing that this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion and something that a lot of people don't really want to hear because for whatever reason, people seem to want to make their hair curlier than what it actually is. I have always been an advocate for embracing your hair however it actually is, instead of constantly trying to make it be something that it's not, or thinking that curly hair is, or curlier than what you have is better than what you have. So when I'm talking about improvements on hair in this video, I think I might have used it once or twice, I am not meaning that curlier is an improvement over wavy or looser curls. I am meaning improvements as far as health-wise. It's more important to have healthy hair than to keep trying to chase the curl or chase tighter curls or something that your hair is not meant to be. So I'm sorry to have to burst some bubbles out there, but if you have wavy hair and you're expecting that curl training is going to get you to spirals or ringlets, your bubble is eventually going to get burst anyway because you're probably not going to make that happen. The only way that's going to happen is if the reason your hair is wavy is because it is severely damaged from either heat or bleach or both, and restoring the health to your hair and letting it finally grow out and become what it's meant to be, then it gets curly. That's how it can go from wavy to ringlets. But otherwise, it's probably not going to happen unless it's in your genetics for your hair to get curlier as you get older, like mine has been doing, or if something else happens, like hormone changes, medications. Chemotherapy can sometimes completely change your hair as well, but again, that's a medication thing. So barring any of those things, curl training is not going to change your hair in and of itself and make it curlier. So hopefully if you're not one of the people whose bubble I just burst, you got something out of this video. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more content like this, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell while you're at it. If you have any questions, any comments, or you'd just like to say hi, or if there's anything that you'd like to see, then please go ahead and leave that down below in my comment section. And as always, thank you for watching. Bye.